Happy May Day. Today is a day of celebration. We will celebrate the union struggles, the generations of union men and women who fought for peace, democracy, rights, decent work. Millions of people's lives have been improved. But we also know that it's a very bleak world, that those very achievements are under threat. So it's also a day to reaffirm our commitment to collective action, to the strength of the power of working people when they act together to fight for democratic rights and freedoms, to fight against inequality and injustice, to demand decent work everywhere. When indeed government leaders and wealthy individuals, corporate leaders, the 1% conspire to hide tax, to take profits and deny the share of that goes to government treasuries, then it denies people the protection, the social protection of health, education, childcare, aged care, support for the unemployed and the disabled, those fundamental elements of the dignity of a human society. That's not acceptable. When corporate leaders actually perpetuate a model of greed that keeps our people impoverished, in poverty wages, in insecure and unsafe work. Indeed, the global supply chain, where up to 94% of workers in our richest companies are actually rendered invisible, that's not acceptable. And indeed, when the same demands for profit see the rape of the environment, the climate change that is devastating so many people, workers are on the front lines of the vulnerability of climates as season changes, as extreme weather events destroys lives and livelihoods. We won't stand by and not see these things at the forefront of union struggles for the future. Employment for our children and grandchildren, decent work everywhere, that's certainly at the heart of it. But there's another big issue. We know that in fact when people are fleeing from the conflict and the economic desperation wrought by a failed economic model, that to see governments turn away other human beings is never going to be acceptable to us. It's intolerable that we would exclude people seeking safe haven. So the right to work for refugees is also at the top of our list. So on this May Day, many will rally for peace and democracy. Many others will rally under banners that say end corporate greed and fight for freedom of association, for the right to fair wages and social protection, minimum wages on which people can live and collective bargaining rights, for safe and secure work. Others will stand in solidarity with refugees and the right to safe haven and to decent work. And indeed, many others will actually stand united for climate justice. All of these issues are union issues. So I congratulate you on whatever it is that you choose to stand for today. But I make this pledge on behalf of all the ITUC. Our banner, the End Corporate Greed banner, is a statement that we will no longer accept inequality. We will no longer accept informal work, enslavement, insecure work, or indeed poverty wages. We want to see decent work everywhere. We want to see corporate greed ended, and we will not support governments who are cowered by corporations in the interests of the wealth of the 1%. There is no question that where governments fail, unions will stand and defend a decent future, a future where hope, where solidarity, where decent work is indeed possible. I thank you, I salute you. Happy May Day.